All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Master Moats film session. And the play we're going to talk about right here is the T.J. Watt interception of Kyler Murray in the fourth quarter, right down by the 5-yard line, I believe it was. And first off, you know how we do. Play it in full speed for you. That's Mr. T.J. Watt, Mr. 12.5 sacks, Mr. AFC Defensive Player of the Month, and NFL Defensive MVP candidate. So let's play it one time for you, let you see how it goes. A little pump fake. Mr. TJ Watt with the interception. All right. So now we saw that. Let's talk about from a pre-snap standpoint what's going on here. So their base personnel for the Steelers, meaning you see they have three big interior linemen. That's Javon Hargrave, Cam, Tyson Alualu, TJ over here, Bud right here. 5 big body people. Then obviously you got Devin Bush, Vince Williams. Vince predominantly plays in the base packages when it's a pass situation or obvious pass situation, third downs particular. You'll see Mark Barron right here. And if you're looking at the personnel for the Cardinals, it looks as if they have 12 personnel. Or actually, I can't see this body type. Now, it's Larry Fitzgerald right here. I believe this is Charles Clay. That's another one of their tight ends. And it's David Johnson. So typically when you come out in 12 personnel, you're anticipating run-like plays. So that's why the personnel matches that. But the thing that I liked about this play in particular was early in the game, Bud and TJ had been causing a lot of havoc on Kyler Murray, getting after him. And they were doing it without having to blitz, which is key. So in this particular situation right here, Kyler, pre-snap, is assuming that these 5 guys, the bigs, are going to be in the rush. But what the Steelers do, they show 5, but they end up doing a 3-man rush and dropping 8 guys. So anytime you're in the red zone, teams either want to go cover 0, where they're going to max blitz you and make you have to get rid of the ball fast, or they're going to rush 3 and then drop 8 and make you have to find a hole in the coverage. A lot of young quarterbacks struggle against this because your clock mentally speeds up because you're so used to the pressure that when you have that 3-man rush, it's almost like the change-up pitch if we're talking baseball. So ball snaps. See all these guys out here, like I said, looking like they're about to rush. See TJ going out on number 2. Bud has his alignment outside of number 2 as if they're about to rush. And then once the ball snaps, watch how they all drop out of this thing. TJ getting hands on too. And he's a curl flat defender in this cover 3, so you see him buzzing to the flat right now. Now he's getting ducked because he doesn't have any work right away. So as you see, the 3 guys rushing, 1, 2, 3. You got Bud, who's a curl flat defender. You got I believe this is Minka right here, who's going to be let me see where he's at right here. Yeah, so he's the extra hook defender. So essentially, with it being an 8-man drop, you have Minka on one hook, you have Devin being in the middle, and then you have Vince as the other hook defender. Obviously, TJ's your other curl flat, and then Joe, Edmonds, and Steven Nelson are your deep third people. So as you can see, it's not a lot that's given up. So you have TJ right here. So these 2 receivers coming his way. This is TJ's play to make. Kyler doesn't understand that it's 8 guys dropping. He's feeling pressure right now because Tyson does a really good job in terms of getting pressure off his one-on-one. Cam, he has a double team. Hargrave has a double team. So as the play continues, now you see Kyler step up and he's starting to roll out. I don't know how he doesn't see TJ right here, but for some reason he doesn't, and he makes that throw to this guy. And TJ just does a good job in terms of sitting in the lane that he's supposed to be in and making that play. Good hands catch, and I think it was smart too by TJ not trying to run this out, because at least if you take the knee, now you're getting the ball at the 20. But if he tries to run this out, you see you got a defender right here, or now these Cardinals become defenders, but it's David Johnson right here, O-lineman Larry Fitzgerald. You can ultimately put the Steelers offense in a very bad situation. But even if TJ doesn't make that play, I also like with Edmonds how the whole time he's reading Kyler's eyes because he's the middle defender, the middle field safety, similar to what we saw Minka do versus the Colts when he had his interception versus Brian Hoyer. very same situation. So I'll pause that for you, run it back. And you can see just how how Edmonds is reading. This Edmonds right here, how he's reading Kyler Murray's eyes. So he's slowing it down. So you see, middle of the field, he's looking dead at him. He pumps him, now he's moving him. Now he's moving with him. He knows he has no other threats right away. Reading his eyes. Now when his hand comes off, now you see him breaking. If TJ doesn't make that, Edmonds makes it. I thought that was good by Edmonds, showing his growth and development at the safety position, showing that he can follow the fundamentals that are associated with that spot. Ultimately, man, I thought it was good defense overall, and it led to a huge play in the game, man. And that's ultimately why this defense has been continuing to thrive. This is a Cardinals team that hadn't turned the ball over a lot this season, but they found a way to get after these guys and ultimately forced Kyler Murray into 3 turnovers this game. Here it is again, full speed from the tight copy. TJ walking out. Boom. Steps right in front of it. But then also, like I said, watch Edmonds' eyes. Watch Devin Bush. Watch Vince Williams. They all know in zone concepts, you have the difference between zone eyes and man eyes. When you're in man-to-man coverage, your eyes should be on your man, the guy that you're covering. When you're in zone, your eyes should be on the quarterback because he's going to take you to the ball. When he looks a certain way, when his front hand comes off the ball is when you break. Ultimately, that's what these 3 guys right here are displaying. Obviously, TJ's displaying that. You see Minka's eyes. Everybody's glued in on Kyler, and that's the sign of a great defense, man. When you're able to do the little things right, that's how you create the big-time plays. You see Hargrave. You see Cam collapse in the pocket. You see Tyson collapse in the pocket. That makes Kyler feel that. Makes him have to get out of there now. And now all 3 of these guys, eyes on him. Eyes on him. And for a split second, he thinks he has a guy. TJ's right there. And like I said, if TJ doesn't get it, Edmonds was coming. Like I said, smart move by TJ, man. You're not a 4-3 guy, so it's a good job to go ahead and take that knee, baby. All right, now the next play we got to talk about is my man Devlin Duck Hodges and his 3rd and 13 pass completion to Diontae Johnson in the 4th quarter. It was a huge play at that time. The thing that I liked about it is he's showing varsity-like, in the words of Coach Tomlin, varsity-like qualities, man, from a pre-snap to post-snap play recognition, his decision-making process, also his touch on the ball. And in this 3rd down play right here, I'm going to play the play for you one time full speed, and then we'll break down to what made it so special. It says Mr. Duck. It's a little pump fake, escapability. Big 3rd down completion, back-breaking completion in the game. All right. So now let's talk about what was going on. What was going on this play? All right, so let me get it right here. From a pre-snap standpoint, initially, what are we seeing? We're seeing cover 1, right? We got a single high safety. We're seeing flat backs across the field, letting you know that it's some type of man coverage. Now, with Vance Joseph, I believe is the DC out there, he likes to do a lot of the double mug or the double dog looks, which is both linebackers right here walked up in the A gaps. The reason you do that is because it essentially will create one-on-ones across the board for these pass rushers. And obviously you have Chandler Jones and Terrell Suggs. You want to get those guys in one-on-one situations. So by walking those 2 guys up in the A gap, it makes them have to identify a man right now that they're going to be associated with. And for Duck, initially he should be thinking, man, they're about to bring the house. I need to get rid of the ball quick. Similar to what we saw what happened with Kyler Murray, but this was the difference. We put it in slow motion. They show cover 1 pressure, but let's watch what they drop into. All right, you see whoever this is walking out over number 2. Now you're seeing the safety start to shift. You're like, oh, what's going on here? Let's pause it real quick. Now, all of that walking up front initially, all of that making it look like it was something special, some type of exotic pressure coming, that's nothing but good old country cover 3 right here. You got a 4-man rush. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 2 A-gap muggers. Hash, he should be getting a little bit more depth on that hash, but he can adjust his landmark just because of where the ball was snapped at. Curl flat defender. You see him on a curl flat drop. It's the 45-degree angle when he's running back, head locked back on the quarterback so he can see where he needs to stop at. Cover one, so he has this deep 1/3, middle of the field safety, deep 1/3. All of that pre-snap was window dressing. But the thing that I liked with Duck was this. He could have easily saw that pre-snap and thought, hey, I got to go hot. I got to get rid of the ball right now, which is what you do versus young quarterbacks. You show that because he would think that he has to get rid of it now, and he's throwing into how many guys back here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. Actually, 7. If you count this right here, I didn't see him. I forgot. But that's what you're trying to accomplish when you show cover one blitz like that. You want him to be forced to throw into a faster and less advantageous situation for him. But Duck does a good job of not being flustered by it. Then another thing that I like about him is ultimately his feel for the rush. So when you're pass rushing, you're always taught to have rush lanes and rush lane integrity. And here's why. Typically, you want to have 2 guys on each side of the ball on the quarterback's the upfield side shoulder of the side that you're on. So if you're on the right side, you need to be on his upfield right shoulder. Left side, upfield left shoulder. Right now, when I pause it, what do we see here? Behind the quarterback, you're dead. You might as well lay down. You're not effective on this play. You see 1, 2, 3 bodies on one side of the field. What does that do? That gives an amazing escape lane for Duck. You can't do that as pass rushers. That sets you up for failure. So now Duck has the ability to, okay, let's scramble. It could easily run it if he would like to, or he can see if somebody's going to come open. Now watch Diontae. Diontae's still in tight coverage over here. But watch Duck. Now Duck starts pressing line of scrimmage, which you want to do because that makes these guys commit. Diontae does a good job breaking off his route. And now, boom. Beautiful pass and catch for a big-time first down. Like I said, Duck could have easily tried to run this. Duck could have easily been sped up by the initial pre-snap look. But Duck trusts his mechanics. Duck is showing, once again, his film study, his knowledge, and his feel for the game. And Diontae is showing a feel for the game as well, knowing that, hey, when my quarterback is scrambling, let me become quarterback friendly, meaning big target coming back towards the ball. And another thing, when you talk about Duck pressing the line of scrimmage like he did, if Duck doesn't come downhill vertical with the threat of a run, these guys stay sitting back, and ultimately Duck can't make that throw. Be an athlete. But by him pressing the line of scrimmage is making him have to come out. It's making him feel threatened. And now you make that pass right there to Diontae, which was a huge, huge play in the game. And here it is again from the end zone. See Duck, head movement, going through his progressions, looking around. Slow it down again so you can see the head movement, man. See, he's looking, going through his reads, front side. A little pump action. See, there's a little pressure. Okay, cool. Getting out of there. Should I run? No, let me keep my eyes downfield, which is what he's doing the whole time. He's staying active. He's being a threat the whole time. And beautiful throw across his body. Right on the money to Diontae. Beautiful hands catch by him. I mean, that was a back-breaking play for those guys because that allowed the Steelers to kill a lot more time on the clock and ultimately put them in a very favorable position to end the game. So, good job by Duck. You got me quacking still, so quack, quack, quack. Diontae, shout out to you, man. AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Both of y'all boys keep it up, man. And definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. So, until next time, peace.